We're muted.
Oh.
All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good night. Hi, I'm David Zimmerman. I play Scott in Disaster. I'm an assistant director for Hello Dolly, and I am one of your co-hosts tonight for Starlight Trivia Night. And Jaylen, who are you?
Well, my name is Jaylen Marks. I play the role of Curtis in this coming season's production of DreamGirls. Not much about me. I've been doing Starlight for quite a few years now, and I've been invited to be a co-host for tonight's virtual Starlight Trivia Night.
Yeah, yes. Awesome. So before we talk anymore, what I want to say is on the screen, multiple places, you'll see that there is a link you need to go to. You can do this on your phone. You can do this in another tab. But if you want to sign up to play trivia tonight, you need to go to triviarat.com/starlight. Thanks to anonymous Instagram user who told me about this website. So I just want to make sure you know that you need to go to that website in order to sign up. You can sign up as just yourself. You can sign up as a team, but you have to sign up in order to score any points, because tonight you're going to be able to win what, Jaylen? Do you know our fabulous prizes that we're giving away tonight?
I'm not sure what the prizes are. I just heard that they were pretty sweet, actually. I heard a trucker hat is on. I hear we have some free tickets going out.
Absolutely. So tonight, what we have is that we have a first place, a second place, and a third place winner. Third place will receive a Starlight patch. So you can iron it on, embroider your clothes, whatever you want to do with it, add it to your backpack, your jean jacket. Second place prize, we have a Starlight trucker hat. And our first place prize are 2 tickets to any DreamGirls performance next summer. So, Jaylen, you're right. They are pretty sweet prizes.
All right. So I hear we're going to give everybody just a few minutes here to, go to triviarat.com/starlight to, give everybody some time to sign up. We should be starting in just a few minutes here.
Yeah, we started at 7:05. Just enough time to sign up. The team, maybe it's just you. So, yeah. Well, the one is Jaylen. We both are wearing some shirts tonight. So I wanted to talk about what are you wearing?
Oh, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're a bit choppy, and you sounded like a bunch of technology. Just
Can you hear me now?
You're still just a little choppy.
Oh my goodness.
Of course, this the technology these days. They say it'll make your lives easier. I'm not so sure anymore.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh man, buddy, you're still a little choppy. Your video seems to be fine.
My video, Christine, can you hear me now?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Hold on. You're getting a little bit better.
How? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? All right. So what I wanted to talk about, since we were waiting time, is that we're wearing show shirts tonight. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. About your shirt. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing my 20th anniversary Rent performance shirt. I can't remember what year, but they came to I think they came to the Coronado here in Rockford a couple years back, and that's where I got this sweet shirt. Unfortunately, due to quarantine, I kind of filled it out a little bit more than I would due to bored eating, but it still fits. It just gives me a goal to work out to.
Yeah, absolutely. So can you tell me, what was your first experience with Rent? Like, have you seen it? Have you ever been in it? Dream role?
Actually, it's funny that you asked that because that was the very first show that I got cast in high school. I always considered myself to be, I tell this story all the time. I considered myself to be a theater baby because everybody else got started in doing performing arts, when they were little in middle school. I didn't get started until my sophomore year of high school at Guilford High School. Hey, Melissa Wolf. um, but yeah, and that was the first show that I got cast in, and I was Benny.
Ah, wonderful. Love it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that was my very first theater experience.
That's a crazy first theater experience.
I know, Rent of all shows.
Also, I think I'm going to say something very controversial. Hot take. Is Benny really the bad guy? Is he?
I think, and DreamGirls is being guest directed by Wendy Taylor or Wendy Strominger. And as we were going through some character questions, she says how everybody really doesn't think they're the bad guy. They're just doing what thinks the is, whether it's best for them or what they're trying to achieve. Like they're trying to, achieve their objective. Not necessarily saying that they're a bad guy. They're just making things, making moves and making decisions that they think are, best to achieve their objective. And I think that's the same. I think that goes along the same lines with Benny. So I don't think he's really a bad guy per se. Just his decisions that he makes within the show, just don't. They kind of hinder the other objectives of the other characters.
Absolutely. I think that especially in your situation, I think Benny can easily be marked up as like this bad guy because he is going against what like the other characters want. But if you think about it from his perspective, he just wants what's best for them. He's like, I can give you the studio, I can help you out. So
right.
Yes, I totally agree.
Just scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Absolutely. All right. So I see we have quite a few teams in already. And so I want to go ahead and show us what some of our categories. We have 7 rounds tonight, and I want to show you what they're going to be. So we have 7 rounds. I'm going to go ahead and read. I'll read one, and then you read one, Jaylen, okay?
All right. Sounds good.
Our first round is What's the Musical? So for it, what's going to happen is I'm going to show you a zoomed in image of a musical poster, and you have to answer what is the musical.
And then it looks like we have Who Sang It First. And in that round, we're going to look at some well-known songs that we all know and love. But we're going to see if you guys know who was actually the first to perform and sing that song, contrary to popular belief.
Our third round is The Season Worth Waiting For. Each question is about one of the shows that we are performing next season. If you've been watching Virtually Starlight, these are going to be a lot easier for you.
And then we're going to have some black theater history, and we'll be looking at the achievements, and we'll quiz you on of black performers from Broadway to screen time, things of that nature.
Absolutely. Our fifth category is movie musicals. So if a musical has been turned into a movie, that's it. That's what it's about. Very self-explanatory.
Then our next round is gonna take us backstage, and we're gonna quiz you on some things about what may or may not go on backstage, from terms to naming objects, things of that nature.
Yes. And then finally, our final category is Starlight Theater History. So starting at the very, very beginning all the way to today. So we got some great categories for you today. We got some fabulous prizes that we'll tell you more about again later in the evening. And of course, while you may be answering questions on Trivia Rat, we still welcome you to comment and engage with us in the comment section here on Facebook. But don't comment the answers. You don't want to do that.
Please
that's
don't
wrong.
make it.
Don't do that.
No, that'll make it not fun.
Exactly. Don't do it. Don't cheat. If you want to throw people off their game, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. But don't comment the answers. This isn't bingo. This isn't bingo anymore. So I see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 10 teams so far. We're going to go ahead and take just one more minute, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Remember, we have 7 rounds tonight. We're hoping to finish up within the hour. Fingers crossed. But great stuff. It's almost all theater related. It's connected to our DreamGirls week, which we have some exciting events still happening this week. If you're here last night, you got to see an original Broadway cast member of DreamGirls, which is insane. And you can still go back and watch that even now, later, tomorrow, the next day, for the next year. You got time. Tomorrow night, we have our Starlight Stellar performances, looking at highlights from Black women in the theater from Starlight's history. And then Saturday, we have some cool stuff coming up as well. But, Jaylen, I want to go ahead and get started on some trivia. How do you feel about that?
Let's go. I've been waiting all day for this.
All day, all week. I'm so excited. So all of you should be signed in on triviarat.com/starlight, and we are going to go ahead and get started. So on my screen, I click the button Game On. So you should start to be able to answer questions. We have 5 questions per round, and so we're going to see what's up. So our first round is, what's the musical? As I said before, I'm going to show you a picture, a zoomed in photo of a Broadway musical, any musical, and you're going to tell me, what is it? So here we go. This is number 1. What's the musical?
And to be the first question, this one, going through, the questions, this one kind of tripped me up for like 2 seconds.
I love this musical. I would love to see it produce at Starlight one day. So,
oh my God, yes.
Nothing that Starlight has done before. But right. What is So what is this musical? Let's go ahead and move on to number 2. This is number 2. We have another zoomed in image of a musical poster. So I need to know, what is that musical?
And I don't think I've ever seen this show.
I have listened to it. I've auditioned with it. I can safely say I've never seen this musical.
This one definitely tripped me up going through. So I understand. But then again, theater baby here. So
right, understandable. Now, the best thing about Trivia Rat is actually you can go back if you feel like you need to change your answer during this round, you still can do that. So I want to make sure you are aware of that. But here is musical number 3. What's the musical?
Ooh, this one.
It is a musical.
It's a good
one. I've got my qualms, but that's not for here.
David.
What is this musical? All right. Although I can actually, I think I've seen maybe like a recording of this musical. I've never seen it live.
This one, I believe you might want to go ahead and see live.
Especially like some specific technical things that people say is absolutely worth it. Music, beautiful.
Oh,
but
yes.
Let's go ahead and move on to musical number 4. What is this one?
I don't even know if I want to say anything. I will say, and hopefully nobody I know is watching, but this is the one show that I said if I were ever to become a director, this is the one that I would want to start with because it is my favorite.
It's so good. It's so rich. I got to see it live for the first time. I don't know if I can say much more because I don't want to give anything away.
I knew when you showed this picture, I would have to literally zip my lip because I will fangirl.
But there's so much about the show that I love so much, especially when people do it again.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's all I can say. But let's go ahead and look at question number 5. Musical number 5 is our last one of the round. What is this one?
Ooh. This was a good one. This was also another good one.
Yeah. I was talking backstage before the show tonight. I was saying my favorite thing about this is that every year someone says it's snubbed at the Tonys, but you can only be nominated one year.
Oh man!
So it's like 2 years later, they're like, "Oh, this one was snubbed again," and I'm like, "Well, it's a Best New Musical award. It can't be nominated another year in a row." It also received 0 nominations the year it could have done it. But yes, Michael, I love Sparkle Eyes the musical. This is it. You got it.
Oh, our Starlight choreographer, ladies and gentlemen.
So those were all 5 of our musicals. But here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and give you like 1 more minute to put answers in. But we're going to go ahead back and review our 5 musicals from this round. So let's go
Great
ahead.
idea.
Well, it would help if I knew what I was doing. So we have musical number 1. I wish Starlight would produce it. I am obsessed with it. I leave emotionally drained. Second one, we have this musical that Jaylen and I have never seen.
Not ever seen before.
I know enough about it that it's fine. We have musical number 3, which Jaylen is convinced that I need to see.
Of course, it's a classic.
It's a classic. We have musical number 4 that we cannot talk about.
I would love to give you guys the answer to this one.
I would talk about the show for hours, but I can't. And finally, musical number 5. So make sure you are getting those answers in.
Give you guys just a couple more seconds to, look those over, get answers in, and then we'll move on right to the next round.
And if you don't know, guess. Why not?
Oh, absolutely.
Always don't be afraid to guess. You never know what's going to happen. And if you're just joining us now, you can still hop in. Just want to put that out there. You can just go to triviarat.com/starlight, sign up. You can be by yourself. You can be a team. Please do not comment the answers. But just as a reminder, do not comment the answers. But I am going to end the round. So here we go. This is hard. It's hard because I know there's a lag. So let's go ahead and end the round. I'm super scared.
Oh no.
All right. So I went ahead, I ended our first round, but I'm realizing now that people aren't going to realize that for a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and start I'm going to start marking our answers.
Oh yeah, good. We have to keep track.
All right. So let's go ahead and review these answers now that we can talk about them. So, musical number 1. Jaylen, do you know what this musical is?
Here we have Once.
Oh, I love Once. A whole cast playing instruments. I think we could do it. I'm imagining like 50 people in a production of Once on a Starlight stage.
And just saying,
Chris. All right. Yes, thank you, Craig. I know that we have the lag, so I'm going to call it out. All right. Our next musical here. This is Catch Me If You Can, movie turned musical. Great music. Gotta say, I love this music.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it?
No, I haven't. I heard of the movie, but not.
You've heard the movie? Well, you have music from the writers of Hairspray. So it's got,
of course,
Goldman and Mark Shaman, of course. And then the original cast had Aaron Tveit and Norbert Leo Butz. Great cast. All right, Jaylen, what's this musical?
This one, we have the classic Miss Saigon.
Yes. All right. Musical 4, we have Once on This Island.
Oh, I would absolutely love to either be in this show or direct it.
Work on it in any capacity.
I could.
I would die.
Oh my God.
And this is specifically from the revival of Once on This Island, which I saw on tour, killed me.
Oh, why didn't you pick me with you?
I won a single lottery ticket the day of. So, and then finally, our last one here is Finding Neverland.
Neverland.
Yes. Never nominated for a Tony, never won a Tony, performed at the Tonys twice. So
that's actually really surprising because that's a really good show.
Really good show. Jennifer Hudson sang a preview of it before it came to Broadway. Still man. Yeah, I know.
I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah, they had money and got nothing. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give us like an actual time, an actual start of a round time, and then like an end of the round time, just so that our lag is okay. So if I say the round starts at 7:23, it's not an issue. Does that sound good, Jaylen?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So this is round 2, which is Who Sang It First. So Jaylen, what's going to be happening in this round?
Well, like I said before in the beginning, we are going to have a bunch of songs well known by lots of us, but we're going to see if you know who sang it first. Yes.
Actually, a significant plot point in DreamGirls. Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. You have some music that's produced, performed for the first time by some great Black artists, and then completely taken away.
Oh, yes. Yes. Alrighty.
Oh, so sorry. I stopped before we get started. Let me just say I stopped marking. I'm learning how to use this website for the first time. I apologize, Caitlin. But our ranking is we have Audrey B in first place with 5 points. We have Fansies in second place with 4 points. And we have 2020 Sucker number 1 in third place with 4 points. So we have plenty of time for you to catch up. And if that round wasn't your cup of tea, maybe this one is. We got 6 more rounds tonight. But for this round, we need to know who sang this song first. You all know these songs, but who sang it first? 7:25. We are starting the round. And game on. All right. So, number 1, which is hound dog. It's multiple choice, so you can either give us a letter or you can give us the person's name. So, what are our options, Jaylen?
We're trying to figure out who sang the song Hound Dog first. Is it A, Elvis Presley, B, Fats Domino, C, Big Mama Thornton, or D, Roy Brown?
Who sang it first?
One more time, we have the song Hound Dog, and we're trying to figure out who sang it first. Is it A, Elvis Presley, B, Fats Domino, C, Big Mama Thornton, D, Roy Brown?
Or, as Michael said, E, Britney Spears. Remember that you should not put your answers in the comments below. You can try to throw people off their game in the comments, but I would not recommend giving away those sweet, sweet answers. Every man for themselves. But we're going to go ahead and move on to number 2, which is Memphis, Tennessee. Was it A, Ray Charles, B, Elvis Presley, C, Junior Parker, or D, Chuck Berry? Remember, we want to know who sang it first. There might be multiple people on this list who sang, recorded, got really famous from the song.
But we're looking for numero uno. Be first.
Or who sang Memphis, Tennessee? Option E, Jaylen Marks. I don't know. Maybe. We don't know.
I don't know. Oh, this could be a trick question.
But let's move on to question number 3. We have Shake, Rattle, and Roll.
Ooh, this one's the one that threw me for a loop. So yeah, we have the song Shake, Rattle, and Roll. And we want to know, was it A, Big Joe Turner, B, Laverne Baker, C, Elvis Presley, or B, Big Boy Crudup?
So, who sang it first?
One more time. We're looking for the first person to sing Shake, Rattle, and Roll. We have either A, Big Joe Turner, B, Laverne Baker, C, Elvis Presley, or D, Big Boy Crudup. Ooh, excuse me.
So remember, you can put the person's name or you can put the letter. Well, let's go ahead and move on to question number 4. We have Unchained Melody. Love that one.
And we have, this is my favorite song.
So our options, we have Roy Brown. That's letter A. We have B, Smiley Lewis. C, Elvis Presley. Or D, Roy Hamilton. It looks like, yes, Chris Brady. Option E, Chris Brady.
Oh, that there it is.
That's it.
Chris, I hope you're watching.
Was that Christopher Brady, original recording artist of Unchained Melody?
Now he has to do a performance.
I'm starstruck. I see Craig is noticing a trend in these questions.
Yes, there always is Elvis Presley in these.
Always Elvis Presley for some reason. Let's go ahead and look at question number 5. Ain't That a Shame? Who sang it first?
Is it A, Arthur Gunter, B, Fats Domino, C, Lloyd Price, or D, Elvis Presley? One more time, we're looking for the first person to sing Ain't That a Shame. Is it A, Arthur Gunter, B, Fats Domino, C, Lloyd Price, or D, Elvis Presley? And
remember, even if you're just hopping in now, you can still sign up to join trivia. you just need to go to triviarat.com/starlight. But let's go ahead. Let's review our 5 questions again for our second round. Who's thinking first? And then we are going to end it at 7:32, just so you can hear that right now from my lips. So, question 1, we had hound dog. And here were our choices. Number 2, Jaylen, what was that?
We have question number 2. We had Memphis, Tennessee. We're looking for the first person to sing that. A. Ray Charles, B. Elvis Presley, C. Junior Parker, or D. Chuck Berry.
Then we had question number 3, song number 3, Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Was it A. Big Joe Turner, B. Laverne Baker, C. Elvis Presley, or D. Big Boy Crudup? Crudup?
I always said Crudup.
I'm ignorant.
I'm actually not even sure who that is.
And song number 4, what do we have, Jaylen?
We have Unchained Melody. We're looking for the first person to sing Unchained Melody. Was it A. Roy Brown, B. Smiley Lewis, C. Elvis Presley, or D. Roy Hamilton?
And finally, we had Ain't That a Shame. Was it A. Arthur Gunter, B. Fats Domino, C. Lloyd Price, or D. Elvis Presley? Remember, if you don't know, you can always guess.
I'll always take a guess. Always take a guess.
All right. So for me, we are only 1 minute away from ending the round, and we'll start marking your answers. So please make sure you get those in. All right. So it is 7:32. I am going to end the round right now. I'm doing this for the lag. And
like I said, technology.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and start marking, but we're also going to see what are the answers for this round. So first and foremost, Jaylen, number 1, who sang Hound Dog?
The answer would be C. Big Mama Thornton.
All right. So for number 1, it was Big Mama Thornton. Elvis Presley sang the song, but that doesn't mean that that it's not his. It does not belong to him.
No.
Number 2, we have Memphis, Tennessee, and the correct answer was D. Chuck Berry. D. Chuck Berry.
My grandparents knew who Chuck Berry was. They listened to more of him.
I listened to Chuck Berry. All right. Question number 3. We had Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Who was by?
A. Big Joe Turner.
Big Joe Turner. Question number 4. We had Unchained Melody. And who sang Unchained Melody?
The answer would be D. Roy Hamilton.
Roy Hamilton. And then finally, question number 5. Ain't That a Shame? Originally performed by B. Fats Domino. And if you noticed, Elvis was never the answer. So, I mean, Elvis is canceled. Not necessarily, but just remember that just like in our 2021 production of DreamGirls, someone may have sung it first. But let's go ahead and look at our leaderboard. So I stopped marking, and we have a little bit of a shakeup in our standings. In first place, we have 2020 sucker number 1 with 9 points. In second place, we have Audrey B with 8 points. And in third place, we have the Saunders family with 7 points.
Oh, coming up from behind.
Yeah.
I love
so we
it.
got Got some new names up there, some shakeups in the standings. But we're going to go ahead and move on to round number 3. This is the season worth waiting for.
This is the season worth waiting for.
With the season featuring amazing shows like DreamGirls, Hello Dolly, Disaster, and The Little Mermaid. This is the season you are going to want to wait for. So I'm going to start our new round. I'm hitting game on at 7:35, just so you have the time. And let's look at question number 1. So, question 1, DreamGirls, while about the fictional group The Dreams, is inspired by this famous Black girl group. Who are they?
And honestly, this one I just learned not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing some, having a teaching moment about the show.
Yeah.
And I had no idea.
So for this,
I found out during auditions.
Oh, for real?
Yep.
Nice.
Good buddy Mark told me.
So yeah, great. For this round, there are no multiple choice. You just have to type in your answer. And so I need to know who is the fictional group that was inspired. Or no, I can't speak today. Who is the actual famous girl group that inspired the dreams in DreamGirls? So let's go ahead. Remember, you can always go back to any questions in the round before time is up. But let's find out question number 2. Jaylen, can you give it to us?
Absolutely. So for the second question of the third round, The Little Mermaid's Ursula knows all about body language and had a design inspired by a drag queen movie star. What is their name? I actually did not know. One more time. The Little Mermaid's Ursula knows all about body language and had a design inspired by a drag queen movie star. Who or what is their name?
Yes. What is that drag queen movie star's name?
And I always say that is my, and always will be, Ursula is my dream role. I may not have got cast. I may not have gotten cast this time. I'm still working for it. I'm still working towards it.
You got the rest of your life, Jaylen. You're gonna get
absolutely.
it. Oh my goodness. But let's go ahead and move on.
I'm sorry. Pepe is not the answer. I will tell you that right now.
No. Let's move on to question number 3. Disaster, which I'm in, is a musical inspired by many American disaster films. But this 1972 film has a strong influence on our 2021 production. Name that movie. There are a lot of disaster movies that came out of the 70s. But I know one specifically, it's come up in our talk with Seth Rudetsky. It has come up in all of our disaster cast rehearsals. So maybe this is one that you'll know. But it could just be the year 2020. Can confirm. Can confirm.
I mean, 2012 was a movie. I can't wait. I can't wait for 2020.
I don't want to see it. I do not want to see it. But aside from 2020, I want to know which 1972 film has a strong influence. The show hasn't happened yet on our 2021 production of Disaster. Now let's go ahead and move on to question number 4, Jaylen.
All right. Hello, Dolly, which I am also part of the ensemble of this production. Woohoo. Hello, Dolly has been a star vehicle for its leading lady, Dolly Levi, and opened on Broadway starring Carol Channing. But they wrote it with someone different in mind. Who was it?
Do you know this one, Jaylen?
Actually, no. But I have a fun fact. Let me read this one more time for our viewers.
For the viewers at home.
Dolly. Hello Dolly has been a star vehicle for its leading lady, Dolly Levi, and opened on Broadway starring Carol Channing. But they wrote it with someone different in mind. Who was it? And Chris, you'll have to verify this for me because I remember it may have been you who told us this. Didn't you say that Carol Channing actually had performed that role for so long that it ended up she had, I think, over 5,000 performances as Dolly Levi, and we sat in a rehearsal and we just thought about that for a minute. I'm not sure if I can. I cannot be part of the Channing. If I was related to Carol Channing,
Jaylen Channing.
I was related to Carol Channing. First off, I'd be a whole lot richer. Second of all, I wouldn't even be able to hold a candle to her.
No.
But as I was saying, we just sat there and we kind of just contemplated, would you be able to play a character 5,000 performances?
Now, here's the thing about it is that she did it across 3 different decades. So she did the show, she left it, she came back like a decade later. And so I think that's a big help. But personally, I think that, one, the only way you could possibly do a show 5,000 times is if you are willing to change it up.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Especially if you do it 5,000 times, you're going to do it with different actors. You're going to have a different Barnaby and a different Horace Vandergelder. Almost said Vanderbilt. I know this show. But let's go ahead and move on to our final question of the round, question number 5. This year's Star Little musical is based on a charming picture book about a pirate ship taking a young child aboard. What is the name of the show? So far, we haven't had a week dedicated to the show yet, so maybe you don't even know the name of it.
But we have not. I am also a part of the Star Little show.
Jaylen's almost a sucker.
Almost. I could I applaud the suckers. I could never do 5 shows. Not ever. Maybe one year I will try it, but that's rough. That is rough.
I would say one time I did like 5 shows in a calendar year, and I was like, you know what? This is fine. That's enough. 5 shows all at once. That's insane. That is. But I will say I can dedicate my time to a Star Little show. I love kids, and when I'm not on stage, I'm a paraprofessional in the Rockford School District. So I just love kids. I love kids. Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and recap our answers, and we're going to end the round at 7:45. So let's go ahead and go over these questions one more time. Question number 1, DreamGirls, while about a fictional group called the Dreams, is inspired by this famous Black girl group. Who are they? Jaylen, what's question number 2? Next, we had The Little Mermaid's Ursula knows all about body language and had a design inspired by a drag queen movie star. What is their name? So who is the drag queen? Question number 3. Disaster is a musical inspired by many American disaster films, but we are looking for the title of a 1972 film has a strong influence on our 2021 production. Actually, it hurts my heart. There was a Universal Studios attraction that I think closed based on this movie as well. So, what is the name? There's your hint. Question 4, Jaylen. And Hello Dolly has been a star vehicle for its leading lady, Dolly Levi, and opened on Broadway starring Carol Channing. But they wrote it with someone different in mind. Who was that? Who was that actress? So who did they write Hello Dolly for? And actually, she played it much later. But who did they want to play Dolly? Finally, I want the title of this year's Star Little musical based on a charming picture book about a pirate ship taking a young child aboard, and they learn all about what it means to be a good pirate. So those are the 5 questions. It is 7:45, I'm going to end the round. Stop.
I do love pirates. Michael
So
Corleone.
let's go ahead and check our answers. So, number 1, our question was, what real, actual, famous African-American girl group inspired the Dreams? Do we know the answer?
That would be the Supremes.
The Supremes. Diana Ross and the Supremes.
Diana Ross and the Supremes. That was a good one. That was a good one.
We have question number 2. Ursula knows a lot about body language, but she was actually inspired by a drag queen movie star, and that is Divine.
You know, I've not ever seen Divine. I have no idea who that is.
Have you ever seen, so we all know Hairspray the musical, but have you seen the original Hairspray movie with Ricky Lake?
I've not seen it, but I am familiar with it.
Gotcha. So that's Divine playing Edna Turnblad.
Really?
Did a lot of John Waters movies and inspired that design. You can kind of tell, like, it's just a very specific facial structure, the way her makeup looks, all that stuff. But let's look at question number 3. I want to know which 1972 movie has a strong influence on our production of Disaster. And that answer is The Poseidon Adventure.
Another movie that I have not seen.
Hey, it's a good one. It's a good one.
I'll have to look that one up and watch that one.
All right. Question number 4. Hello, Dolly. Carol Channing has performed it like 5,000 times across 3 decades, but it was written for someone else. Who was it? The answer is Ethel Merman.
That was actually interesting to find out, and going through all these answers.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ethel Merman was responsible for Dolly Levi, or, well, they wanted her to. And then she actually played it as she replaced Carol Channing much later down the line.
Nice.
But then our final question is, what is the title of this year's Star Little musical, Jaylen?
That would be How I Became a Pirate.
Awesome. So we have our new scores. I'm going to go ahead and calculate those. I said calculate it. Trivia Rat did it for me. So in first place, we still have 2020 Sucker, number 1 with 14 points. Of course, he knew all those answers. He's in all the shows. In second place, we have Audrey B with 13 points. In third place, we have the Saunders family with 10 points. And honestly, we have some people who are very close to taking that crown. But it is time for us to move into round number 4, because we want to make sure that we keep going, keep moving, and get you through. Because I'm sorry, it's not going to be an hour. I've never been to a trivia night that's lasted an hour, but we're going to try to make it happen. All right. So, Sarah, if you're having some issues, I would say I would attempt to maybe send it to us as a direct message on Facebook, and we'll see if we can help you out there. But round 4, we have some Black theater history. Jaylen, we're gonna go a little faster through this, but it is 7:48, so we are gonna go ahead and get started. Game on. So, question number 1. Can you read it for me?
Absolutely. When did Starlight first produce The Wiz?
Yeah, so The Wiz actually premiered on Broadway in the 70s. It's turned into a movie with Michael Jackson in it, and as you know, I love the show. I love the show so much. But we have 4 options here. When did Starlight first produce The Wiz? Was it A, 1980, B, 1999, C, 2008, or D, 2012? So it's one of these. Some of them are sooner, some of them are later.
Absolutely. And Starlight has been around for a while.
For a while, as we'll find out later. But let's go ahead and move on to question number 2. So Aida, the musical, actually gives us this musical update of the Giuseppe Verdi opera of the same name, but with Elton John music. So it's amazing. But what I want to know is, Starlight actually produced Aida in 2010, and it starred which Starlight alum as this title character? Can you go ahead and read those options for me, Jaylen?
Of course. I'm not quite sure how to say this last name of number A, but we'll look at
I would say Brittany Devereaux.
Devereaux?
Okay.
Okay, so is it A, Brittany Devereaux, B, Brandy Bonner, C, Stella Adams, or D, Jayla Craig?
Which I think you can see almost all of these at tomorrow night's Starlight Stellar performances.
Oh.
So I'm just
Foreshadow.
saying. You may want to check that out tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. But let's go ahead and move on to question number 3. So this one, no multiple choice, but Audra McDonald. We love Audra McDonald.
Yes,
she has received the most Tony Awards of any actor to this day. Some of them include when she was Sarah in Ragtime, of course. She is amazing. She has won so many Tony Awards, but I want to know, how many Tony Awards does she have? She has the most Tony Awards of any actor to this day. How many does she have? Hint, it's a number. But let's go ahead and move on to question number 4, Jaylen.
Absolutely.
Oh, maybe. There it is. Question number 4.
Alrighty. This musical follows the story of Celie in the American South in the early 20th century, featuring songs such as Push the Button and I'm Here. What is the musical?
I love this one.
Oh, I love it too. Just saw it recently.
Yes.
One more time, this musical follows the story of Celie in the American South in the early 20th century, featuring songs such as Push the Button and I'm Here. What is the musical?
All right. And then finally, question number 5. This off-Broadway theater in Harlem, New York is widely known as the most famous Black-owned theater space. What is its name? Actually, Jaylen, have you seen the petition going around to make this theater officially a Broadway theater?
I heard, but I did not know this was the one. I did not know. I heard that there was a petition going around about a theater, but I did not know that this was the one that it was petitioning for.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm. I think it would be, that would make it the first Black-owned Broadway theater, which is honestly a little shocking.
It is. It is.
But let's go ahead and recap our questions, and we're going to end this round at 7:55. So let's go ahead back to question number 1. So we know The Wiz takes the story of the Wizard of Oz and updates it with some funky tunes. But I want to know, when did Starlight first produce The Wiz? Was it 1980, 1999, 2008, or 2012? Question number 2.
Starlight produced Aida in 2010, starring which Starlight alum as the title character? Was it A, Brittany Devereaux, B, Brandy Bonner, C, Stella Adams, or D, Jayla Craig?
Which you can see tomorrow night on Virtually Starlight.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and take it to recap question number 3. Audra McDonald has received the most Tony Awards of any actor to this day. But how many does she have? Hint, it's a number. More than one. Question 4, Jaylen.
This musical follows the story of Celie in the American South in the early 20th century, featuring songs such as Push the Button and I'm Here. What is the musical?
So when you said you saw it, was it at the Coronado?
Yes, and it was amazing.
Amazing.
It had me on my feet.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And then finally, question Number 5. This off-Broadway theater in Harlem, New York is widely known as the most famous Black-owned theater space and could be a Broadway theater in the next year. What is its name? It is 7:55, so I will be closing our submissions in just a second. Right now, and I'm going to give it the lag. So let's go ahead and recap our answers. So I want to know, back to question number 1, even though it first opened on Broadway in 1975, the first time Starlight produced The Wiz was C, 2008.
And I did go and see that show. That it was fantastic.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and look at question number 2. Question number 2, Aida updates the Giuseppe Verdi opera, but who starred as Aida, the title character, in 2010? Do you know?
That would be B, Brandy Bonner.
B, Brandy Bonner. All right. Question number 3. Audra McDonald won a Tony Award for portraying Sarah and a million other roles. But she has the most Tony Awards of any actor, and that answer is 6. Many people guessed a lot higher, but 6 is a lot.
6 is a lot.
6 different characters you originated, 6 different roles that you rocked the house down. Crazy. But question number 4, this story follows Celie in the early 20th century and features that beautiful song that I could listen to Cynthia Erivo sing every single day of the week. I'm here. And that is The Color Purple.
Amazing, phenomenal, outstanding show.
Yes. And then finally, question number 5. Jaylen, do you know which off-Broadway theater in Harlem is known as the most famous Black-owned theater space?
Is it? Now, this is the one that tricked me up a little bit. Go ahead and what is that one? Which one is it?
It's the Apollo.
The Apollo.
The Apollo.
I can't. I really hope. At this point, I really hope that it makes it. I really hope. That would be so.
Yeah.
That would be historical. That would honestly be historical right there.
Allison says hi, Jaylen.
I was thinking of a different one. Oh my gosh, it's Allison. Hello.
So
also, congratulations, if I have not told you yet, on your engagement, Allison. Congratulations.
Hey, Allison.
Yes.
So our standings have actually not changed at all, but I still think it could be anyone's game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to go ahead and let you know that in first place, we still have 2020 Sucker number 1 with 18 points, but actually they're tied with Audrey B with 18 points.
Uh-oh.
Next in, I guess, third place, since they tied for first, is the Saunders family with 14 points.
Oh, and they're coming up close. So
then coming up right behind the Saunders is Tunit with 13 points.
Oh, man, this is close. This is anybody's game.
It is anybody's game. And
anybody's game.
Here we are at 7:59, and I am starting a new round. Game on. This round is all about movie musicals. I'm ready to see Audrey and Josh fight it to the finish, and this could be a key category. So this round is all about movie musicals. So question number 1. I need to know the title What 1955 movie starred Marlon Brando and Frank Sinatra in a story of love, money, and rocking the boat?
Ooh.
You know, I've seen the show a few different times, but I cannot remember this movie.
As many times as I've heard that this show is being put on, I have not seen it. I've not seen it.
I say you should give it a shot.
All right.
I mean, it's kind of hard to see any theater right now, but
Yeah.
you know. So that's question number 1. 1955 movie, very popular musical, still produced all over the place today. But this movie starred Marlon Brando and Frank Sinatra in this story about love, money, and rocking the boat. Well, let's go ahead and move on to question number 2, Jaylen.
All right. So The Sound of Music features memorable music, but which one of the following songs was written exclusively for the movie?
So not in the musical. You wouldn't have seen this at Starlight, this song. What is it?
Is it A, I Have Confidence, B, Edelweiss, C, How Can Love Survive, or D, Something Good?
So
one more time. The Sound of Music features memorable music, but which one of the following songs was written exclusively for the music? Is it A, I Have Confidence, B, Edelweiss, C, How Can Love Survive, or D, Something Good?
only in the movie, nowhere else. But since you've seen the movie so many times, maybe you think it's the same thing. I don't know.
Maybe.
Question number 3. Here's the thing. Little history, little tea about musical movies. We've seen some really great actresses, such as Natalie Wood in West Side Story, Audrey Hepburn in My Fair Lady, but they weren't singing. So I want to know who provided the singing voice for these people in these movies. Your options are yes, no, yeah, for real. Audrey Hepburn did not sing in My Fair Lady.
Wow.
Yeah. You thought Natalie Wood was singing somewhere? She was not. But here are the options. Is it A, Betty Noyes, B, India Adams, C, Betty Wand, or D, Marnie Nixon? This was actually really popular with musical movies at the time. Now today we have auto-tune, so
right. So we can fix that now.
Right. A little tweak. Doesn't matter if it sounds very digital and very fake, but so who provided that singing voice? Question number 4.
The musical Meet Me in St. Louis focuses on a Missouri family at what early 20th century event?
Yes, so we need to know what is the name of that event that Meet Me in St. Louis takes place during. It's kind of a key part of the plot.
Right.
Sorry, Josh, but if you want me to ruin West Side Story for you, Natalie Wood was also white, playing a Puerto Rican woman. So it's not perfect. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Well, let's go ahead and look at question number 5, final one of this round on movie musicals. Mamma Mia, which we actually saw at Starlight last summer. First Starlight show I ever saw, actually. But yeah, for real. Mamma Mia is one of the highest grossing musical movies of all time. Not anymore for other reasons, but I want to know how much money they made in the box office. Was it A, $1.26 billion, B, $615.5 million, C, $444 million, or D, $799.9 million? Either way, that's a lot of money.
I was gonna say, no matter what number is on the board, that's a lot. That is a lot.
Jaylen, did you hear the news about Mamma Mia this week?
No. Oh no. What's going on?
The director of the Mamma Mia movie said it was always supposed to be a trilogy.
What? Oh,
Yep.
wow. Okay.
So currently in the very early process of production in terms of writing it's not the name, but Mama Thria.
I
But
part of me hopes that it's named
Mama Thria.
Ah.
But the other information that came with it was that ABBA will be writing new songs for the movie.
Oh, no way.
I mean, they
No
have
way.
to. There's no other ABBA songs left.
Well, I guess you're right. Yeah, they used them all.
Exactly. But let's go ahead back and let's review the 5 questions from our movie musical round.
All righty.
So, question number 1. This 1955 movie starred Marlon Brando and Frank Sinatra in a story of love, money, and rocking the boat. Question number 2.
The Sound of Music features memorable music, but which of the following songs was written exclusively for the movie? Was it A, I Have Confidence, B, Edelweiss, C, How Can Love Survive, or D, Something Good?
So, only in the movie, written for the movie. What can I not find in the musical? Question number 3. Sorry, Josh. Natalie Wood, Audrey Hepburn, they didn't sing in their movies. Kind of like Zac Efron in High School Musical, if you want to compare. But who provided the singing voice for these actresses? Was it Betty Noyes, India Adams, Betty Wand, or Marni Nixon? Question number 4. Jaylen?
The musical Meet Me in St. Louis focuses on a Missouri family at what early 20th century event?
So, what historical event took place during that time? And finally, question number 5. Mamma Mia, one of the highest grossing musical movies of all time and destined for a trilogy. How much money did they make in the box office? I'm not going to read the numbers, but they're there. They're on the screen.
They're there.
And we'll be closing out at 8:08. 8:08. I'm going to end the round.
All righty.
I will say,
take a look at those one more time.
Josh had a really great title for Mamma Mia 3.
Hey, look, if they want me and Mama Thria, I will do it.
They can't get Meryl Streep, but
I was gonna say
Jalen Marks is free.
I tell them. I hope they're watching. I am absolutely free to do it. I will come wherever you guys are filming, and I will be there.
And depending on the lag, I have closed out the round. So let's go ahead and review our answers. So, question number 1. What is this movie? Jaylen, do you know what movie this is?
That would be Guys and Dolls.
Sit down, you're rocking. Sit down, you're rocking the boat. Guys and Dolls. Let's go ahead and look at question number 2. Sound of Music features a lot of memorable music, but which of these songs was written exclusively for the movie? And that answer is A, I Have Confidence. I
actually did not know that.
It's Julie Andrews with her suitcase, and she's like, "No, I have confidence." She doesn't talk like that, but Edelweiss, iconic. It's in both. Something Good. It's in both. How Can Love Survive isn't even in the movie.
Yeah, that one I kind of know.
It's a song that the father sings in the stage show. So, gotcha. But let's go ahead and look at question number 3. Who provided the singing voice for Natalie Wood and Audrey Hepburn? Do you know who this was, Jaylen? You didn't even know this was a thing until tonight.
I did not. But I hear that the correct answer was D, Marni Nixon.
Yes, Marni Nixon.
I had no idea.
But here's the thing. You've definitely heard her voice before.
Really?
I mean, if you've seen West Side Story or if you've seen My Fair Lady, you've heard Marni Nixon.
I guess so.
Question number 4. What early 20th century event is happening in Meet Me in St. Louis? It's actually the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis? I'm from the St. Louis area, but even then, I don't think they know that either. But it's fine. So that was question number 4. And finally, question number 5. I want to know, how much money did Mamma Mia make in the box office? And that answer is B. $615.5 million. It held the record for a really long time, but then it was beaten out by that $1.26 billion movie, the remake of Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I'm not bitter. I have nothing to say here.
Oh.
But we are going to go ahead and move on to round 6. We have 2 more rounds, but in our standings, we still have our top 3 hanging in there. Audrey and Josh Ponsone's 2020 Sucker number 1 are both tied for first with 22 points. The Saunders family still in third with 18 points, and Tunit is still in 4th place with 17 points. So we have some people who are catching up, and they're
it's getting so good.
Getting so good. We got this. But I'm going to go ahead and start a new round. It is 8-11, and I'm saying game on. So this is round 6. Bring it backstage. My favorite category name I've ever made in my life. But this is all about what happens backstage. Crew, technical theater. The best part about this is that these may be hard, and I'm not sorry, but they're multiple choice, so you have a chance. So, question number 1. A coarse gauze used to diffuse the scene behind it. Oh, a coarse gauze is used to diffuse the scene behind it when that scene is lit from behind the fabric. When painted and lit from the front, it is opaque and forms the back wall of the scene in front of it. What is it called? So, in the theater, it's like a big gauzy curtain used to diffuse the scene behind it when the scene is lit from the front or from behind it. When there's light behind it, it's like silhouettes. When it's painted and lit from the front, it's like a solid, opaque thing. It's like a back wall. What is it called? Is it A, the sieve, B, mesh, C, the scrim, or D, the breather?
This category I might have some trouble on because I have not worked backstage for very long, like at all.
I always say, and of course, this is me as a theater educator, who's teaching a tech class for the first time this fall. I think it's so important to become to be a well-rounded actor is you need to at least know just a little bit. I don't know if this is everything, but
Yes, I agree.
This is a learning experience for all of us. But let's go ahead and look at question number 2. You want to go ahead and read this for me, Jaylen?
Well, sure. One of the oldest and most effective theatrical devices originated during the Italian Renaissance. Which was it? Was it A, lighting, B, perspective, C, smoke, or D, mirrors?
So this is one of the oldest theatrical devices in the book. And so what did they use? Or what do we use now?
All the way to today. One more time. One of the oldest and most effective theatrical devices originated during the Italian Renaissance. Which was it? Was it A, lighting, B, perspective, C, smoke, or D, mirrors?
All right, let's move on to question number 3. Bring it backstage. A curved curtain, usually at the back of the stage, and often used as the sky backing of a theatrical piece. What is this standard theatrical hanging known as? Is it A, the etherine, B, the bender, C, the fourth wall, or D, the cyclorama? We're learning all kinds of new things. Oh no.
Don't say that.
Out.
Don't say that. Oh, I hope she's not watching.
Hey, we archive these live streams. We can send it to her later.
No. Oh, poor Mr. John Slater. Oh,
Question number 3. Remember, if you don't know, you can always guess. You got 4 choices. This is a curved curtain, usually at the back of the stage, and it's often used as the sky backing of a theatrical piece. What is it known as? The etherine, the bender, the fourth wall, or the cyclorama? Both going to move on to question number 4. Jaylen?
Sure thing. A wooden framed panel of canvas that, together as units, make up the backing walls of a set. It is referred to as a what? A, flat, B, side, C, panel, or D, post. Let me do that one more time. A wooden framed panel of canvas that together as units make up the backing walls of a set. It is referred to as a what? A, flat, B, side, C, panel, or D, post.
All right. Let's go ahead and move on to our final question of the round. Question number 5. This one, no multiple choice. I want you to tell me one word I'm looking for. Most plays have them. Stories have them. Cemeteries have them. Farmers also have their share of these. And so do sound and lighting directors of the theater. It's like a riddle, but it's one word I'm looking for. One word I'm looking for.
That one's a little tricky. It's in, like you said, it's in riddle form. Now,
it's in riddle form.
We'll get them. We'll get them with this one.
Most plays have these. Most plays, I have to say. Stories have them. Cemeteries have them. Farmers have a bunch of them. But so do our sound and lighting directors in the theater. What word am I looking for? I don't know. I mean, I know. I made up all the trivia questions.
Of course, we know.
we know. But do you know? Let's go ahead and review our questions. I'm going to be ending this round at 8:19. So you know. Sorry, Josh. No riddle in crew training.
Had to be ready for anything, Josh. Had to be ready for anything.
Ready for anything. So our first question here. This is a coarse, gauzy curtain used to diffuse a scene behind it when the scene is lit from behind the fabric. But when painted and lit from the front, it's opaque and forms the back wall of the scene in front of it. Is it a sieve, mesh, scrim, or a breather? Question number 2.
One of the oldest and most effective theatrical devices originated during the Italian Renaissance. What was it? Was it A, lighting, B, perspective, C, smoker, or smoke, or D, mirrors? Jeez.
So actually, I have a funny story about this. I saw a production of a show at a very, very small theater. It was actually in this old schoolhouse, and they needed to simulate like a burnt lasagna, smoke coming out of it, out of the oven. And they decided that one of their cast members was going to pour vape smoke into into the foil container. And so when she ran out, there was all kinds of smoke. And then we found out it smelled very much like cotton candy. Let's move on to question number 3.
That is so funny.
Question number 3. This is a curved curtain, usually at the back of the stage, and it's often used as a sky backing of a theatrical piece. What is this standard hanging known as? Is it the etherine, A, B, the bender, C, the fourth wall, or D, the cyclorama? Question 4.
A wooden framed panel of canvases that together as units make up the backing walls of a set. It is referred to as a what? A, flat, B, side, C, panel, or D, poster?
And then finally, question number 5. One word. Most plays have them. Stories have them. Cemeteries have them. Farmers also have their share. And so do our sound and lighting directors of the theater. What word am I looking for? It is 8:20. I am ending the round. So we're going to go ahead and mark these answers. So first we had number 1. This was that coarse gauze. And what is it known as? It is C, the scrim.
Yep.
Love a good scrim. Love a good scrim.
Make sure you guys don't run backstage.
Right. Don't rip it up. It can be easily torn. It's literally gauze. Question number 2. Oldest and most effective theatrical device we have originated during the Italian Renaissance. Jaylen, do you know what the answer for this one is?
That would be B, their perspective.
B, perspective. Yes. Honestly, I thought it was lighting because, we always have to have light. But perspective, such a huge deal. Some of our first stages were the rigged stage. So they were like super high in the back, low in the front. That's how we have our upstage, downstage. So oldest trick in the book. Question number 3. A curved curtain, usually at the back of the stage, is known as a D, cyclorama.
Now, see, they would be so ashamed because I've never heard that term before, a cyclorama.
I told you, this is a learning experience for all of us, Jaylen. Question number 4. That wooden frame panel of canvas that together as units make up the backing walls of a set is known as what?
That would be a flat.
Yes, everyone got that one.
Yep. That one I knew.
That one you knew. See, most people would know that, and that's okay. And then finally, we had our riddle. And the answer is plays have them, stories have them, cemeteries, farmers. But the thing is, in terms of our backstage round, sound and lighting directors have plots.
Absolutely.
Some plays have plots. Looking at you, cats. Stories have plots. Cemeteries, you got plots. Farmers have got plots. But have you ever seen a really good light plot? I'm a big fan of a good light plot. But we can go ahead and look at our new scores. And this just in. Josh Ponsone's 2020 Sucker number 1 has just taken first place with 27 points.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Followed by second place, Audrey B with 26 points. Anyone's game.
Still so close.
Third place, we have the Saunders family with 23 points. So while our top 3 have stayed pretty consistent throughout, this is going to be our deciding factor. And that's round 7, and that is Starlight Theater History. So it is 8:23. I'm going to hit game on. We are so close to the end. Remember, we have prizes for our first, second, and third place. First place is getting 2 free tickets to DreamGirls at Starlight next season. So let's go ahead and get started. Jaylen, can you go ahead and start us off with question number 1?
I surely will. In what year was Starlight Theater established? Is it A, 1960, B, 1964, C, 1966, or D, 1969?
Ooh. So, did Starlight Theater start the same year we landed on the moon or otherwise? I have...
one more time. In what year was Starlight Theater established? A, 1960, B, 1964, C, 1966, or D, 1969? Does the what is it? Even Stevens song pop into your head when you see 1969?
No.
Oh my God. We went to the moon in 1969.
Actually, so there's a web series called World's Worst Musical, and they do one about like the landing on the moon conspiracy.
Oh,
and it starts with, in July of 69, we blasted off to space to beat the Russians to the moon and win the great space race. So that's what I think of. But, you know.
I've not heard of it.
Oh my goodness. I am so sorry. I just realized I didn't start a new round.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Okay. Well, we're still in question 1. Thank you so much, Christy. Thank you for helping me figure that out. So if your answers for the last round are still there, do not put in new answers. I just started a new round. So we're going to go back to question 1. What year was Starlight established? Starlight Theater established. We had 1960, 1964, 1966, or when we landed on the moon in 1969.
Oh, that was a good catch.
Thank you, Christy. This could have been a disaster. The musical next summer at Starlight. But let's go ahead and move on to question number 2. Starlight Theater, the physical space, is also known as the what? Is it A, the Bengtssøstrom Theater? Is it B, Rock Valley College Theater? C, the Jean Gang Theater? Or D, the Christopher Brady Theater? So we all know Starlight as Starlight. You know, we got our cool little flowery petals that fold and unfold. It's stunning. It's beautiful. I don't even know. Or it could be option E, the Jaylen Marks Memorial Theater. Jaylen, when did you die?
Right.
But we have 4 options here. We got the Bengtssøstrom Theater. We got Rock Valley College Theater. The Jean Gang Theater. Am I saying that right? Jean?
Mm-hmm.
Jean? Or the Christopher Brady Theater. But, Jaylen, let's go ahead and move on to question number 3.
Sure thing. Christopher Brady is the current head artistic director at Starlight Theater. Before him was Mike Webb. Who came before Mike Webb? Was it A, Milton Craig Neely, B, James L. Crow, C, Tim Adams, or D, Mike Werkel? One more time. Christopher Brady is the current head artistic director at Starlight Theater. Before him was Michael Webb. Who came before Mike Webb? Was it A, Milton Craig Neely, B, James L. Crow, C, Tim Adams, or D, Mike Werkel?
Now, Christy, I see you have a question here. You only have 2 answer spaces. You should be able to still hit next and start the new question. If you're having an issue with that, you can attempt to send them, direct message them to our Facebook page. But, Jaylen, you missed a very important option, and that is Jaylen D. Mark Grady. Josh is killing it.
Woo!
But
I don't even think that we probably wouldn't even be able to make a sign big enough for that.
The name's too long. I'm sorry, you can't do it.
You would have to wrap around the theater wall.
But we have 2 more questions left tonight. It's 8:28. We're doing great. So, question number 4: what was the first show to be produced at Starlight Theater? Was it A, Hello Dolly, which you can see next season at Starlight Theater? Was it B, Meredith Willson's The Music Man? Was it C, the iconic play Waiting for Godot? Or was it D, Finian's Rainbow? So I need to know, what was the first show to be produced at Starlight Theater? And if you don't know it, you can always guess. Was it Hello Dolly, The Music Man, Waiting for Godot, or Finian's Rainbow? And then finally, Jaylen, question number 5. Give it to us.
Absolutely. In Rockford, Mike Webb was recognized for his accomplishments with a day in his honor. What day is Mike Webb Day? One more time. In Rockford, Mike Webb was recognized for his accomplishments with a day in his honor. What day is Mike Webb Day?
You know, Mark, I think Hello Dolly sounds like a really fun musical to check out next summer.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, that show is so much fun. I've never seen when I auditioned, some of these shows I've not seen. Hello Dolly was definitely one of them. And to be cast in the show and finally read it, I want to go and see it now. I
yes.
Really,
and to see Jennifer Meyer as Dolly Levi. I had never met this woman before, but that first read through, I was dying.
Oh my gosh, she is a phenomenal woman. She really is. Oh my gosh, she is so hilarious, so upbeat, always positive, and she is going to do a great job. She's going to do a great job.
Which the fun doesn't stop after this week. We have a week celebrating Hello Dolly coming up, and you'll get to see Jennifer Meyer do her thing. So,
oh yeah,
I'm just saying, virtually Starlight all summer. But let's go ahead and review our questions for our final round. So our first one here, in what year was Starlight Theater established? Was it 1960, 1964, 1966, or 1969? Just to let you know, I will be cutting off our final round at 8:33, just to let you know.
Alrighty.
But I need to know, what year was Starlight Theater first established? Question 2, Jaylen.
Starlight Theater, the physical space, is also known as the A. Shostrom Theater, B. Rock Valley College Theater, C. the Gene Gang Theater, or D. Christopher Brady Theater.
All right. We had question 3. Christopher Brady is the current head artistic director at Starlight. Before him was Mike Webb, but who came before Mike Webb? Was it our guest from last night, Milton Craig Neely? Was it B, James L. Crow? Was it C, Tim Adams? Or was it D, Mike Werkel? And then we have question number 4.
What was the first show to be produced at Starlight Theater? Is it A, Hello Dolly, B, The Music Man, C, Waiting for Godot, or D, Finian's Rainbow?
And Chrissy has a hint for you. It was the only show produced that season.
She is actually very right. She's actually very correct.
Very right. Speaking of Hello Dolly, Josh would love to see the revival, the reboot. What's up, Jaylen?
The music in that show would be to die for.
And then finally, our final question of the night is, what day is Mike Webb Day? So we need to know like the date. What is the date of Mike Webb Day? Which, Jaylen, I think you told me it's the same day as Batman Day?
Yes, I was told by Chris Brady that it is the same day as Batman Day, which I thought was very interesting.
I'm not saying that I'm not going to make any bold statements, but I've never seen Mike Webb and Batman in the same room. If you catch my drift.
You don't think.
I don't think very often. But when I do.
All right, we're going to recap our final round.
Also, hi, Ariana. It's great to hear from you. How are you? I just have to stick that in real quick.
Hey.
All right. So it's 8:34. I am closing our final round, and we are going to get to hear the answers. So let's look back. Question number 1. In what year was Starlight Theater first established, Jaylen?
That would be... Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. Oh, C. It was C, 1966.
C, 1966.
It is. And actually, it would have thrown some people off because 1964 was when the college was established.
So, gotcha. So it definitely couldn't have been 1960 because nothing existed.
Nothing existed.
I don't know anyone who was alive then, so guess not. But let's go ahead and look at question number 2. Starlight Theater, the physical space, is known as A, the Ben Shostrom Theater, which, boy, is it beautiful.
It is. And anybody who guessed C, you're very close because Jean Gang is the one who designed the architecture for the theater.
Absolutely. All right. So we have number 3, Chris Brady. He's the artistic director at Starlight now. For him was Mike Webb, but who came before even Mike Webb? And that answer is what?
That would be B, James L. Crow, or also known as Jim Crow.
Jim Crow. It was not Milton Craig Neely, original Broadway cast member of DreamGirls.
It was not Tim Adams, who was the director at Rockford University, nor was it Mike Werkel, who is the head artistic director for the West Side Showroom here in Rockford.
I feel like Tim Adams would be like kind of a conflict of interest, you know?
Just
a little bit, you know?
What me?
Just a little bit. I don't know. But let's go ahead. We have 2 more questions to answer for the night, and I know Audrey and Josh are counting down. So we need to know, what was the first show to be produced at Starlight Theater? It was the only show to be produced that season, and the answer is D, Finian's Rainbow.
Very true. I will say that Waiting for Godot was the second.
Yes.
Waiting for Godot was the second.
And then finally, this could be a hard one because you have 366 options. But here in Rockford, we have a Mike Webb Day, and I need to know, when is Mike Webb Day? And do you know what that answer is, Jaylen?
And I do believe it is July 23rd.
And no one got it. Yeah.
Well, maybe Mike Webb got it.
So I need to go ahead and finish calculating the scores so we can find out who won our prizes for tonight. But I do want to thank all of you for coming out tonight. It was so great to see so many of you engaged this whole time, sticking with us this whole hour, 30 minutes. But we have some other exciting stuff still happening this week to celebrate our production of DreamGirls. Jaylen, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh my gosh. Let me see. I do believe tomorrow is the women's production, or the women's show, where we'll be featuring the strong, powerful women that are in the show. So they'll be doing some performances there. Let me see. What else do we have going on here? I know Saturday we definitely have the show Sneak Peek going on. Now, all of these shows, I do believe all of these things start at the same time at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, except for Saturday at 2 o'clock. We are going to be having our weekly Kids Corner featuring CC Sweets. We're going to see Marcus in character create some really delicious desserts. And then finally, we also have Jammin' with Journey and Allison as they're going to be creating their own DreamGirls microphones. So,
oh my gosh, that will be so much fun.
Right? And all the info is on our Starlight social media telling us who... It's on our Starlight social media of what ingredients or materials you may need for those things. I'm not a kid, but I watch these every week. I love them. Did you see Karen's crystals last week?
Actually, no, I missed it last week.
Karen Kaler with this like frizzed out green bob of a wig created crystal. It was absolute nonsense, and I was here for it. But I think it's time to find out who our winners are. Does that sound good?
I don't know. I don't know if my heart can take it. Oh, I don't know if I can take it. The suspense is killing me.
So, our winners are in third place. We have Tunit, Tunit. I believe it's pronounced Tunit, with 24 points. So, Tunit, you have won a Starlight patch. So make sure you contact our Facebook page, direct message us, so then you can find out how you can get that, how you can get your prize. In second place, we have the Saunders family with 27 points. Congratulations, Saunders family.
Yes.
So, Saunders, you have won a Starlight trucker hat to share between all of you.
And there are a lot of Saunders.
There's a lot of Saunders. And then finally.
Oh, boy. Oh, no. Oh, don't do this to me.
First place. I'm so sorry. 2020 sucker number 1 and Audrey B tied.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
So, what is going to be happening is Audrey and Josh contact our Facebook page because you are each getting 1 ticket to DreamGirls next summer.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
that
was so neck and neck.
It was so neck and neck. But guess what? At Starlight, everybody wins. So
everybody wins. And I mean, I definitely had fun tonight. I'm pretty sure everybody else has just as much fun as we had.
And I have to say, Jaylen, I think this was a learning experience for all of us. You learned about some great technical theater things. I learned some Starlight history that I never knew about. I don't know who any of these people are.
Yeah, some of those people I had no idea who they were. I definitely had to do some research before live streaming.
Also, Audrey, it's going to be very hard for Josh to sit next to you since he's in the show.
That's very true.
So, figure that out amongst yourselves. But yes, Jaylen, this was a lot of fun. It was so great to hang out with you tonight. And
Cherry, I'm so glad that you had fun.
Yes, I'm so glad that all of you had fun. And make sure you tune in for the other events this week and next week, which I want to go ahead and announce now. Next week's game night, we are going to be recreating the iconic classic game show Match Game. So not only will we have a panel of Starlight legends for you to match with, but all of you are going to be able to sign up to be on our Starlight match game. I'm just saying.
I think I might come tune in next week to try that one. That sounds fun.
Absolutely. I love match games so much, and I want everyone to know. So thank you so much. Have a great night. And I'm trying to remember how to do the virtually Starlight ending. This is it. All right. Have a great night, everyone.
Everybody have a great night. See you soon.
Drive safe.